Hello, how the heck are you doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be going over the top 10 rarest emotes, which is also going to include dances, in Fortnite history. Of course, we're going to do Fortnite history because this game's only been out for 8 months. It would be stupid to do otherwise. Anyways, a few months ago I did a video breaking down the top 10 rarest skins. You guys obviously seem to like that, so I thought what we'd do is just do the exact same style video, but for emotes. There are surprisingly a ridiculous amount of low-key and unknown emotes in Fortnite. Like when I was making this video, I actually came across some that I didn't even know about. And honestly, it's a pretty overlooked topic that I think you guys are gonna find pretty interesting. Anyways, with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe, leave a like if you're already subscribed, and let's just get into it. So coming in at our number 10 spot, guys, this is an emote that has probably piqued a lot of interest. It's the one in the thumbnail. You're like, what the heck is this clickbait? This is the rocket spinner. So a few months ago when I did my top 10 rarest skins video, there was a back bling that I included known as the Bright Bag. The thing with that video is that it was actually released before the Bright Bag had come out. The Bright Bag had been teased for a few months and never released, and people were like, what the heck is this thing? Why do some developers and some people in the game seem to have it? But despite that very, very small percent of people, it's completely unseen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the rocket spinner. This is basically the exact same thing. The rocket spinner has been teased for a very long time now. I saw this initially thrown up. It was going around like a month, almost 2 months ago now, and it has still not hit the shop. It is an absolutely incredible looking emote. I want to say this is going to be purple at least, if not maybe gold. And while it is probably one of the coolest and by far rarest emotes in the game, I didn't want to put it too high on this list because obviously it's not officially released yet, which is why it's so rare. Like at this point, it seems like the only way you can get it is if you use hacks or just are a developer. So despite it being rare, it is in the game technically, and it will probably be coming out in the next few months. I'm guessing they're waiting for everyone to get into that summer flow, and then like at the peak of, you know, maybe season 4 or something like that, that's probably when they'll do it. Anyways, moving on to our number 9 spot, guys. This is going to be Confused. So Confused is kind of a cool emote. I do just want to note that it's actually from Pulp Fiction. It's John Travolta. It's a big classic, okay?
Vincent, I'm on the intercom.
But I think this is one of the more underlooked emotes in the game. It's really interesting because you'll find a lot of the green emotes tend to be the more rare ones, just simply because people always look to the blue and the purple ones, which are really cool, and these green ones kind of just like get ignored. Moving on to our number 8 spot, guys. This is going to be one of the most underlooked and low-key emotes in Fortnite, known as the chicken. So this is a very just boring and not good emote. And that's, I think, why it's so rare. We sometimes tend to think of rare emotes equating to being good, and this is one of those times where that is not the case. The chicken is just, it's clapping. It's just awkward clapping with a chicken noise. And I think basically what happened with this is they released it during Easter because chickens are somehow related to Easter now. Eggs, I guess. Wait. That doesn't make sense. They released it and it clearly didn't do well. As you see, nobody ever uses this emote. And because of that, they quickly took it out of the shop. They said, okay, no one wants to buy this. And because of that, they have never brought it back in. Unless it's a super rare skin like the Skull Trooper or the Christmas sets, they only bring stuff back if it sells well, right? Like they always bring back your Valentine's skins and a few different emotes like the dab because people like them. But no one really liked the chicken, and because of that, it actually turned out to be one of the most rare emotes in the game. Moving on to our number 7 spot, guys. This is going to be the Rocket Rodeo. Now this was featured in the shop twice, and I think it's one of those emotes that a lot of people bought But again, when you consider an emote that's only been in the shop for 2 days, that's gonna make it extremely rare. The Rocket Rodeo is probably one of the coolest emotes in the game, and I think that's what gives this emote just a lot of almost prestige. And one thing that always distorts the reality of how rare an emote is kind of like the streamer culture, right? You see a lot of streamers with this emote, and the thing you have to consider is how often do you actually see it in game, right? There's one thing to see, okay, Ninja has it, so but then there's another thing to think, okay, I never see this in game. That is a more realistic equation of how rare something actually is. All right, now moving on to our number 6 spot, guys. We've got an emote that if you don't have, you will never get ever. This is the robot from season 3. So the robot is the only season 3 battle pass that I have included, and the reason that I have this emote on, why I think it's rare enough to include, is the fact that it was the 95 tier emote. So to go through the whole battle pass and get to level 95 is pretty impressive on its own. And the other thing, again, the reason why I think this deserves some recognition for being one of the more rare emotes in Fortnite is just the simple fact that you can never get it ever again. It's gone. It's not going to be in the shop. It's not going to be in a future battle pass. It is completely and irrevocably gone. Irrevocably. Wow, big words. And on top of that, it is a really good emote. So, yeah. At number 5, we have Click, which is literally just little hill click. Click is not an amazing emote, but at the same time, if I had known that this was out, I probably would have bought it. Click was released sometime during early April. It was in the store for 1 day. It never came back, and that's pretty much really all there is to the story. It's a not too exciting emote, so that not a ton of people bought it, and that made it pretty rare. Yeah. At number 4, we have the first ever purchasable emote. So back before season 2, you could not buy emotes. There was just dance moves, just your classic. You know what I'm talking about. You could buy skins, and there were a few gliders and pickaxes you could buy, but you could not buy emotes. There were no emotes. New emotes came out season 2. And at number 4, we have the first ever buyable emote, which was the Fresh. The Fresh is a classic. It's an icon of early-ish Fortnite. It's kind of like that November, December vibe, but it's a great one. In my arsenal of dances, this is like my Skull Trooper emote. It's that rare dance that not a ton of people have, and I feel pretty cool that I actually did buy this one. So there you go. Not only is it a good emote, but there's a little piece of Fortnite history. Now, moving down to our number 3 spot, guys, this is going to be the emote Rock Out. So this is something that I am a little bit confused on, and let me explain. Rock Out has been in the store for like 1 or 2 days, a very limited amount of time. It's a super sought after yet rare emote. Now, usually what Epic Games does is they release something awesome, and if there's a really big demand for it, they'll release it again. But the weird thing with Rock Out is it has never been released again. Now, if I had a theory on what's going down with Rock Out, this is what I would say. From a business perspective, you're probably going to see an increased amount of sales over the summer months because there's going to be a lot more people off school, a lot of kids off school, like you probably watching this video. And because of that, they're going to see an increase in people playing and therefore an increase in sales. This is probably one of the best emotes they've ever released, and I genuinely think what they're doing is they're creating a demand for not supplying it, obviously, okay, economics. And basically what I think they're going to do is during the summer, they're going to release it, and a lot of people are probably going to buy it. If I had to make a prediction, I do think that this emote is going to come back, but as of now, it is one of the rarest emotes in Fortnite. All right, now coming in at our number 2 spot, guys, this is going to be another old school season 2 emote, and it is the Floss. Now, the reason that the Floss gets such a high ranking spot on this list. It's pretty simple. It's the fact that this was the highest ranked, the highest tiered emote for the Season 2 Battle Pass. So you've got the oldest set of emotes, the original set of emotes, and this was basically the hardest one and highest ranking one to acquire. Now the Season 2 Battle Pass only went to 75, and I'm pretty sure Floss was only in the range of 50 to 55, but even so, this is a very uncommon emote. But the people that do have it, make no mistake, they will let you know that they have it. But at the end of the day, I think it really just comes down to, obviously, like, there's just a lot of people that use this emote because it's cool, but there's actually, overall, not a lot of people that have this one. Okay, now before we get down to our number one spot, guys, I wanted to do a bit of an honorable mention. The true honorable mention that I have to give to is the Electro Shuffle. This is probably still in my top 3 emotes of all time. It's just some awesome dancing. The thing with the Electro Shuffle, it's pretty much in the same category as the Fresh. It was released exactly like within the same week as the Fresh anyways. And the only reason it's not placing on this list is just simply because I feel like more people bought it over the Fresh. It's an unreal emote though, and you know, you gotta give credit where credit is due on an old school rare emote. The other two that I wanted to mention are the Boogie Down and Rambunctious emotes. Now, depending when you're watching this video, they might have already dropped, but these are the next two emotes coming into the store, so nobody has them yet. It's kind of like your Rocket Spinner situation, except these ones are actually going to be coming really soon, whereas we have no idea what the deal with Rocket Spinner is, so that's why I'm putting these on honorable mention, because they're gonna be here soon. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little bit of an interesting number one spot here. Now, when I was making this video, I was trying to think, how are we gonna pick the rarest emote? Do we want to do the coolest emote that's rare? Do we want to do the emote that the least amount of people have? Or do we want to do an emote that nobody on the planet, besides maybe a dev, has? And I thought, you know what? To me, the emote that nobody in the world has is probably the rarest emote, right? The emote that everybody that ever played Fortnite for a few months anyways had, that got removed from the game, that it's simply no more. That is probably the rarest emote in Fortnite. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in at our number one spot of the rarest Fortnite emotes, it is Dance Moves Part 3. Now, this isn't the first video that I've talked about this, but for those of you that don't know, well, okay, first of all, you know what Dance Moves is. Your default dance, it's got 2 different sounds. Roman, could you roll those? So the crazy thing about Fortnite is, and I don't really know why Epic Games works in the way that Epic Games works, is there's actually a third dance that got removed. Roman, play the tape. So while the actual dance is still in the game, one of the versions of it has been removed, and in my opinion, does that not constitute for being the rarest emote in Fortnite? Maybe not, maybe you disagree with me, but in my opinion, I think this has to be the rarest emote because it's something that everybody used to have. We knew what it was, and now nobody in the world has it. It's kind of interesting. I have no idea why Epic decided to do it, but they did it. Another random theory, but since there's no legendary dances, I was wondering maybe if Epic is going to bring this dance back as like just a legendary like level 99 battle pass or something like ridiculous. I don't know, it's a thought. Anyways, guys, that is going to be our video for today. The 10 rarest emotes are the Rocket Spinner, Confused, Chicken, Rocket Rodeo, Robot, Click, Fresh, Rocco, Floss, and of course, Dance Moves Part 3. Anyways, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, leave a like, comment down below your favorite emote, just in general, just curious. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.